Welcome back to the channel, guys. Slowly with the camera. Project E36 update. How are we doing with this project? Well, if you follow the channel, you know that the E36 is being resprayed and it's looking great generally. I'm trying really hard to wash it regularly, wash it carefully, so that I can keep the paintwork looking nice and all that sort of stuff. I'm also fighting to finish the car and finish off all the jobs on this car. The problem with the, was it 22-year-old, 23-year-old car, unfortunately, is lots of things break and you're constantly chasing your tail. So some jobs have got to get done and some jobs I've got to redo. Now, one thing, the body shop done an amazing job, but they've dismantled and basically put this car back together again and painted it. And unfortunately, there's a problem with these seals here. Can you hear that? When the car's wet, this seal here is lifting up. If you look underneath it, get the focus, come on. The adhesive they've used is, it's not dried and it's wet. And the seal is coming up here. It's solid all along here. It's fine. And when it gets to here, it's not sticking. And it's the same around the other side. Got a lozenge in my throat. I've had a horrendous tonsillitis for the last 3 days. Not COVID, don't worry. Tonsillitis, but it's going now. The same over here. Can you hear that? It sticks up there. And all the water's getting under that seal and working its way down. And again, the glue is not stuck down. If I lift it up, it's just, I don't know what glue they've used, but it's the wrong thing. That's bugging me. It's bugging me and think I've got to get it done correctly. I could take it back to the body shop and show them, but ultimately they'd have to do the same as me. And what they would probably, no matter what you think needs to be done, the glass has to come out to access this seal properly. So I'm just thinking out loud. So I've ordered, now I could just use 3M tape, take the seal off, put 3M tape on it, which is, I've got some of it here, just digressing. So I've got some of the 3M tape. I think that's probably exactly the right tape, but once you get the seal off, you can measure it up. I could put fresh 3M tape on it and reseal it back down, but the amount of effort to take out these vent windows on both sides, focus is going havoc. Put new tape all the way along and then fix it. If the tape isn't exactly the right spec, then it's not going to seal properly and the water's going to get under it when it gets wet and it's going to wash. If the water gets under the seal and under that tape, it stays there and it stays moist and it will just catch up with you. Maybe not in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but soon for the rest of our lives. It will catch up with me. These seals are 35 quid each. You can probably get them cheaper on eBay, but 35 quid. I like to buy them from my main dealer. They always do us a decent price. And I can get it and they can help me and give me the support. So I've ordered 2 new seals. So I'm going to take this glass out now. I'm going to take those seals out completely. I'll keep those seals in case they ever run out of stock. I know I've got a pair I could use and I could do the hack on it. So that's, believe it or not, that's probably a 4 or 5 hour job to do all that. It always takes longer than you think. I've done it before, done a video on it before. So it's a bit, sucks that I've got to do that again, but that's life, isn't it? It's got to be done properly. So that's another job I'm going to start today. Strip it all down, get those windows out and put them to the side. Another job I've got to do is moisture getting in here. So I've just ordered a new gasket for that headlight. So I'm going to pop that out now, remove that headlight and strip it all down, clean it all up, get the new seal, dry it all out, fit it, and pray to the gods of randomness that the new seal is good. It's assuming that it's the seal and it's just not open, but the seal's cheap anyway, so I bought one. Let's pop that. Where's the popper there? What else is going on? The car permanently has an ABS traction control warning light on now, permanently, all the time, won't go. So probably some sort of sensor, you know, wheel speed sensor is probably finally gone. It's good that it's a permanent error rather than an intermittent error. I used to have an intermittent error where the traction control and the ABS warning would come up, and then I turn the car off, turn it back on, it disappear. I could never get to the bottom of it. Thought it might be the tail light, but anyway, I think I've got probably a wheel speed sensor failure, so I need to sort that out. I've got another issue over here that needs sorting. We'll take a look at this right now. Passenger seat. When I'm driving in the car, it sounds like someone's choking a chicken underneath the seat. It's like, and if I grab the seat, so like when I'm driving along and it's vibrating, it's going, and if I grab it and pull up like that when I'm driving, it stops. The noise just stops. If I let go, now, I've also noticed this thing here, this lever, doesn't work. It's like seized. So there's something wrong with the mechanism on this seat. All the other things work. That works, that works, that works. It's a bit dirty in there. Clean that out. Get a rag in there. Get some of that old crud out. Put that grease in there. This doesn't work. So I'm going to dismantle that, see if I can see some wire or something broken, God knows what. I still need to get mats. I bought these on eBay. It's beige E36 coupe mats, but they've got funny hooks there, and you can see the colour's wrong. They're not beige, chestnut or something, some weird limited edition colour or something. So I'm desperately looking for beige mats. The aftermarket mats, in my opinion, are no good. Someone recommended a mat from a company, and I went and bought the extra quality deluxe super duper ones. I won't say the company were, and they were awful, and they gave me my money back and I threw them in the bin. They were awful, so it's very hard. Aftermarket mats are just never as good as OEM. These aftermarket ones, these are OEM. The aftermarket ones, the underneath of this, they use some like cheap recycled material that's like shredded car tyres or something, and it just sheds black dots. That's no good. You know, I want some good quality. So if anyone knows proper good quality, like, don't mean to be rude, but like proper good quality, don't recommend them to me unless they're really, really good, because you know what I'm like. I'm a nightmare. It's got to be good. What goes in the bin? What else has got to be done? So, ABS sensor, seals, headlight seal, seat. Another job that's got to be done, and I'm going to start on that now, is, I might have told you before, this seat here, the bolster is gone. You push there, I can just feel metal. There's all the foam underneath this has perished. So when I get in and out of the car, I'm rubbing on metal. See the bar there? It's right there, I can feel it. So if I fix this, which I've done once, it just goes again. The rest of the seat's holding up great, by the way. It's nearly a year, isn't it? So I have to get that fixed. Now, one of my patrons, Kev the detailer, had an old spare seat for the back. So I've just cut out some sponge, which has got, that flap goes over the metal bar. So I might be able to butcher a section of this to slot in over the top. I'm going to sneeze. And I'm not. So I don't know, I might be able to butcher and slice that with a scalpel to get it to fit over the top. Although, looking at the shape of that, the bodge is going to come back to haunt me, I think. I don't think I can use the foam, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because that means it's going to cost money. So I think this seat's got to come out, and I've got to lug it down to an upholsterer. Beyond this, with the car, I want to do all of the fluids: coolant, oil, power steering fluid, brake fluid. Is that all the coolants? Fluid, power steering, coolant, antifreeze thing, oil. I think that's all the fluids, apart from the washer jets. Just because the oil wasn't done, the oil was only done about 1,000 miles ago, but maybe 2 years ago. It hasn't done much mileage on it, so it's not a massive priority. But I think the car of this age now, 136,000 miles, which isn't high mileage really for a car of this age, but it's just a good idea, isn't it, to do all the fluids. Next, underneath the car, I need to do the heat shield for the exhaust to get a brand new one. And I think when I do that, I'll get a new exhaust fitted. I think I also really want the underside of the car restored properly, and then you suddenly, you know, subframe repainted or replacement subframe, put in trailing arms and spring pans and all that sort of stuff, all renewed. Because I'm keeping this car, and obviously a new exhaust, so that will need to be done. But that's quite a lot of money, so for the time being, we'll hold fire on that. These alloys, which you're correct, someone's saying they're two-piece split rims, not three-piece. They look like three-piece, but they're not. They're two-piece. So I think they're powder-coated on the inner side, bare metal finish on the outside, but it's one barrel essentially, and then the middle section which comes out, which is plastic, or not? Is it not plastic? Sorry, the cap is plastic there, and then what is that? Some alloy. Feels like plastic, but it's not. It's just 'cause it's painted. It's just some, I don't know what it is, magnesium alloy or something. So I could get all these refurbished. The rims, I'm worried that the barrels might be so rotten that they actually need to be replaced. But as long as they're not buckled, you know, and they're round, that should be okay. But looking for a three or a split rim specialist, really, somewhere down south, a split rim specialist that will be able to tackle any problems with them and really understand these rims. They're RC90s and have done loads of them and can sort out any problems. So if you know any recommendations, I'm sure I could give them to Lepsons, who I've been using for the other car, who are great. So if I can't find a split rim specialist, I'll go there. But always after recommendations, so let me know. Any split rim specialist down south. Got to be good. You know me. That's the main bulk of it. That's the main bulk of it, really. Apart from that, it's driving pretty good. Driving pretty good for the time being, touch wood. What I'm going to do now is turn the camera off and get that passenger seat out and have a look at that first. Okay guys, I've found the problem with this seat. So you can see here, you can see the mechanism there. Where is it? Sorry, there. It's going to be poor lighting. But anyway, you crank on this handle here and that mechanism moves. There should be a little clamp holding that yellow thing in place. So I've found the part on Real OEM. I'm going to order that. If I hold that in position there like that, I hold that. Where is it? Get that little tug in my hand. Yeah, that's gone back in now. So hopefully the chicken noise will have stopped because it moved. So the mechanism isn't broken, it's just missing a clamp, which is great. So I'm going to get to work on the headlight now. Noticed another problem though. Noticed that seal was split there. I don't remember that, but it's an old car, so it's gone. It's a piece that goes all the way around the frame down there, and I think they're about 250, maybe 300 quid. Anyone knows what colour mine is? Is that Schwartz, I think? What colour is that? So, I don't know if I can live with that. What I might be able to do is insert a pipe, a tube inside it, and glue it all together on the tube. Put a bit of Tiger seal over it. It's a tall ask, that is. I'm going to try though, because that's a lot of money. If I can get it, the tube inside, push it all onto the tube and seal that back up, that will save me. That will save me 300 quid. I think even this tube here might be ideal. It's a little bit of, I can't remember if it's 12mm or 10mm tube. Could even use 2 pieces. It needs to push this seal out a tiny bit. It needs to align it all. So anyway, I'll turn this off. I'm going to do the headlight next, take the headlight out. So get that ready. Okay guys, I'm back as well, and I've got the headlight out, trying to investigate this. But as I've taken the headlight out, this is snapped, this bit here. It's glued back on. That's no good to me. So that needs to be replaced. That seal it's always been sticking out a bit, that seal. It's like some glue on it or something. It's never been quite right, that seal. Camera's off kilter there. Now, looking at this thing as well, I cleaned it up. Always just seal up the electrical points and clear it up. It's a good opportunity. What's wrong with this thing, guys? Straight away. So, just looking at it, you know, at some point someone's been in here. Who knows why. But the first thing is, obviously, if that's not clamped, maybe, I mean, the seal that we replace is in here, I think. So I'm going to unpop all of these now. I can buy a new back unit for this. Again, there's no point in attempting to fix this without fixing the things which are obviously broken. You know, it's the time, it's not the money, it's the time when all this is open to do it. And you do it properly, you do it once and you put it back together. If you start messing around with glue and stuff, well, that's going to sit on the top and it's going to show whatever you do up here. So I'm going to order a new back one of these, a new one of these, and I've got the new seal. And we'll put that all in. And hopefully that will be okay. It's a bit strange. This lens here has got clips. So I wonder if, I don't think this lens is supposed to pull off. I just don't see why you'd have that. But, well, it must come off, but it's going to be glued in, isn't it? But it's possible that there's a seal in here, which has gone. But it's in there, it's there. I'm wondering, inside this, these round lights, they must be sealed up against all of this, and this whole front bit should be sealed. So I wonder if the lights, the lenses have been loosened off inside, and that's how the moisture, you can see a little bit of the bubble there. The moisture is getting inside of that. So yeah, it's a matter of just digging around. So I've put the piping, fitted those 2 bits of piping in here. They fit quite well actually, and all they're doing is they're shoring it up, so you can't push that in now, but they still give a bit. They fit perfectly, so I could perhaps just Tiger seal over that, because these are expensive. So that worked quite well, but a bit of Tiger seal maybe. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it at that for today's video. Just going to be phoning the BMW place to order some more parts tomorrow. I'm going to take this one out here as well. Check to make sure the latch on that isn't snapped. If that one's snapped as well, I'll replace that one. Notice there's a crack there, but this one isn't misting, so let's just leave that one alone apart from that side light. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, I'm back, guys, sorry. You can see inside this unit here, there's a lot of scaling and water and a bit of perishing there. So I think that's where it's, I think the water's getting in. The seal here over this side is, if you can just, if it focuses, it's just perished along this line here. It's definitely water getting into this part of it. So I'm going to replace this back bit of the unit, which is snapped, which had a snapped, oh no. It's the front that's got the feet on it. So the front is the bit I need to replace. It's going to be expensive. There's no way to fix that, is there, other than getting another one. So I want the original Bosch one, so I'll speak to BMW tomorrow. Maybe, might be worth just biting the bullet buying 2 new front lenses, this part, 2 new back ones, because that's cracked. And just replace, maybe just replace the lot. It's going to become expensive. This is probably why it's never been done. Yeah, so anyway, that's where we're at with this particular nightmare. So, well, it's not a nightmare, but it's just trying to fix things is always difficult, isn't it? So there we go. Any advice, much welcome. Okay guys, I'm back. It's the next day. I've just ordered new lenses from BMW and went and picked them up, and new side lights and 2 new seals. Why? Because no matter how much you mess around, as I might have said earlier on, that seal was damaged anyway. That clip is never going to be right. And this was where the mist was. With that broken clip, it's never going to fully push down on the seal. So I'll be chasing my own tail, spending hours to fix it, to put it all back together and find the mist is still in there. You're just wasting your own time, and it's the time that's important. So got it done properly. It's probably about 400 quid's worth of stuff there, but you're future-proofing the car, really. And I'm going to do this one at the same time, and that, rather than just do 1 lens and 1 repeater, and have one looking amazing and the other one looking a bit tired. Just going to do both. Then the whole front end of the car will look amazing. To get that headlight out, I think I need to take this cowling off, or whatever, that cover, so I can get at the bolts here. If you're ever taking headlights off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8mm bolts. So 5 8mm bolts. You need to take this out first. There's a little clip in there. You push in, and then that slides out. You almost need 3 hands. That's it. That clip gets broken, so be careful when you do it. And yeah, I'm going to get to work, and I'll come back when it's all finished. And I've got underneath here, I've got the replacement seals as well. So I'm going to be all day in the garage today. But there we go.
You know, actually, it's not been as bad in Britain as in many other parts of the world. You know, it's a godsend to have a moment where we're all going to be shouting at the TV tomorrow night, or if you're lucky, one of the lucky ones at Wembley itself.
But are we going to come together? Because there will be Scots who'll say, well, actually, no, we don't care about the England team, and not just because they haven't done particularly well in the tournament, but also
too. Our Optitex glucosamine contains 40% more pure glucosamine than standard glucosamine sulfate, and our Optiturmeric absorbs 7 times faster than our standard turmeric. What a hard-working bunch. Well, that is the Healthspan way. Wear Healthspan or code UK. Vitamins and supplements in-store and direct to your door.
Leading Britain's conversation, LBC with Matt Fry.
Now, remember this in 1990 when England got so close in Italy against West Germany, and oh, the pain.
Here goes one. Oh, there! It's West Germany! The favourites have got through by the narrowest of margins. They've reached the 3rd consecutive World Cup final.
Okay guys, so they're in. They're done. They're looking incredible. New side lights. The seals are all good. That's it's in position. Can't adjust these. They're pretty good. Got it straight as I can. Very difficult to adjust, but I've just been working really close, slowly and carefully, and everything's done. I've just got to put that cowling back on, and then we move on to the seals. Okay guys, I'm now onto the seals. Good little tip, if you've ever taken the vent windows out, put tape over this little button here, because the screw that goes through here, screws into that. When you turn the screw, the little dial spins and you can't reach out to get it, so you've got to stick tape over it. Take that off first, and then there's 2 bolts in here. You've got to take all that plastic stuff and the seatbelt off as well. Now I'm going to heat up the seal and remove it. Okay, seal is up. All this glue, there's all water along here as well. It's just not sealing properly. So I'm definitely doing the right thing, actually. Once I got these new seals in, it was here that was the main problem. It's all lifting up and the water's just staying there. It was just driving me bonkers whenever I touched it. All the water squelching out, but this was sealed down properly all along here. So I'm going to use TARDIS to break down this glue. Going to heat it up a little bit again, and then just work it off, and then get the new strips from over there, put it in, put the glass back in, and do the same on the other side. Okay, adhesive is off. That took some doing. The help of this stuff and the microfiber cloth. Okay, strip on next. Okay, that was an incredibly difficult job. To get the alignment right was really important to me. Now that seal is down. Nothing's getting underneath that seal. It was pinching there. I had to kind of like pry it up a little bit. And then of course the glue's under there. So when you take the tape out, it sticks. So you can't slide in under there easily. You can't come in from the other way. You've got to start at this end, work your way down. But eventually I had to wrap sellotape around the back of the bit of tape so I could kind of half release it and then just tuck it in and then pull. And then keep the pressure on that end so it didn't stick out here. And make sure I left myself enough gap along the edge. And make sure I didn't damage the car as well. Very tricky. Ooh, proper job. And at the end, guys, we're all done. The seals are in and there's no squidginess now. They're down properly. And on this side as well. Done properly. It was bugging me. It was all like squishy. It's when you push there. Now it's solid. So it won't leak and the water won't get under there. It was soaked under there as well. And we got brand new headlight lenses, turn indicators and main new lenses on both sides. So the front's all renewed. We had new glass when it was repainted. So the car is looking fantastic now. They were quite fiddly jobs. I've been doing this all day. This job here, you need to be very careful doing that job. That bit there is fiddly. You've got to put tape over that thing or else it will twist. You need two people, but you can get away with it. I've done it before. You just need to be very careful when you're removing the adhesive. That was the most awkward, horrible bit. To get all that glue out that they used was really bad. You know, it's hard work, but it's okay. This is my obsessive nature of getting it all perfect. It was going to bug me. I'm glad it's all done. And everything's gone back in together without breaking it and getting all the seals back over the car properly, you know, and everything back without snapping any plastic bits and all that sort of stuff. I just need that little clamp to sort that seat out, and that will sort out the squeaky chicken. So it's been a good day again today. I love working on this car. I'm getting through the jobs. That was a job. That was a job I could have done without, but never mind. And I've got more to crack on with. So that's a little update on the E36. Thanks for watching. Bye.